What up, Facebook, YouTube, everybody, Houston Texans fans? We are live.
Lot.
Houston free agency. Um, Day one, not what I guess
Underwhelming?
fan. Yeah, I guess for some fans, I mean, it wasn't what they expected. They the big names, especially in the running back market, one after another going to different teams. The players we signed, not the biggest of names, but key players and positions that we needed depth in.
But like that's why I get excited because like doesn't it feel like Denico and his squad feel like we can get the most out of anybody? Like we can maximize talent, right?
Yep.
And by that logic, that's why I'm like, all right, cool. Like not only just like uh the fucking Azeez Al-Shaair because he'll maximize that and it's like, oh fuck, that's a really good player. But like Mike Ford, we got him from Cleveland. Del'Shawn Phillips, linebacker, we got from Baltimore. Like I could see those guys getting used a lot, special teams and in rotation. So that's dope to me.
It's for sure one of those things that whenever I look at the team from 2 days now, the big names we got today, the smaller names we got yesterday. I think you said we got like 17 acquisitions. Like
Yeah, we had 17 transactions.
that,
I
that's
mean,
a lot.
yeah, it
And
was the most I've seen on anybody. Like, we had more
yeah,
than anybody.
I mean, because we lost, of course, the biggest names we lost. What Blake Cashman, Jonathan Greenard,
Mm-hmm.
punter Cameron Johntson, Devin Singletary at running back. You pretty much replaced all four of them with
Yes.
arguably players. All right, like Azeez for Blake is an upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Danielle
Hunter
Hunter,
yeah,
Grenard,
for Gennard. Um,
T2 Tommy Townsend. He got punter.
yeah,
It was a good
he
pickup.
upgraded. I mean, Joe Mixon, you got him in a trade for a seventh rounder. I
Well, let
mean,
me ask you this: do you believe Joe Mixon can give you what Devin Singletary gave you?
yes,
Then I'm good with it. Like I still think we should get another running back or two.
yeah,
But if you feel if like you're convinced that he can give you what Devin did, then I mean, okay.
yeah. A part of me is I'm not a fan of Joe Mixon. I'm not going to sit here and be like, man, I love this thing. But for what's available from them staying pat on what they believe they should spend on running backs and any of the positions, honestly, I'm cool with it. Like you stayed pat. You don't want to just put a bunch of money in one player, pretty much.
But that's
And
I told you I had a feeling we were gonna trade for a player, but I didn't think it was gonna be that running back.
yeah,
I really wish we would have made that move on like a Ramondre or a Kamara or somebody like that. Or maybe even I would still be trying to go after running backs via trade. Like I would really be on the phone with the Bears. Like, what's Roshan gonna cost me? Can I get Roshan for a fourth?
yeah. I mean, because Mixon, Pierce, you need one more. And whether it's a trade piece of a few of the trades out there, I'm pretty sure there's some teams that are willing to trade something for draft stock, or if it's a J.K. Dobbins or
CEH. I don't want
CH.
CEH, but like you come from a winning system. I mean, fuck, I'll see.
What did you say on the video yesterday? Just bring up like seven to camp, and we'll just
Yeah,
see.
just seven bums and see who can make it.
All right, and you on the team. The rest of
Well,
you,
Mixon's gonna make it because we traded for you. So and Pierce, we
yeah.
still got you. So
So there's one more spot. It feels like,
yeah, I could see him taking on one more. It'll probably be via draft, though. Be honest with you.
yeah.
And then I think what they'll do is get somebody in the draft and then pick up somebody else who gets camp cut, like going into the season. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Um, with the Noah Brown signing, I mean, we did expect a receiver. Do you think that they still go after one more? Is it more of draft now?
I
Um,
think, in my opinion, it should be more draft.
Yeah, I feel like all right with the Nico, Tank, Noah Brown, Robert Woods still on the team as of right now, Xavier, Michi. If you're gonna add one more, unless you get rid of Robert Woods, then okay maybe. But
But I would keep I would keep Robert Woods for the veteran presence, and then not go early in the draft on a receiver
yeah,
because I have 2 fours. So if I'm confident I could get a good receiver in the third or the fourth or something, you know what I'm saying? Like I would go that route and it would sting a little less.
I mean
But
look
I'm
at what
still convinced that like Xavier Hutchins is a good fucking player.
yeah
I know what I said. I'm convinced that dude can play.
we saw some sparks. And where there's sparks, there's fire. I'm pretty content with what we have right now on the team, especially defensive wise. All the whole offseason right now has pretty much been defensive dominated outside of the Mixon trade.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which I mean, you got some cornerbacks, you got some linebackers. You're looking at the team as a whole right now. There's still a few holes. Of course, safety is probably the biggest thing that we're gonna go after next.
Yeah, I think what they do with that is dictates a lot what we do in the draft, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Because like, how would you feel if they went like they sign a safety, right, a good safety, and they kind of leave that second interior defensive lineman spot open and go draft a player? Like, are you good with wasting that first round pick on a defensive tackle? And or would you rather try to go really good corner or really productive receiver? So you're either getting a D tackle, starter, corner, and probably like a productive receiver. Those are your 3 options to me.
yeah. Damn. Probably
Because
go
in
with the
my mind,
safety.
I'm thinking sign Sheldon Rankins to fill that spot and then go get you a corner to play with Stingley. Yeah, I mean, I know you just got a Okudah and them fools in there, but like, if I could get like a Kool-Aid or a Rick Straw or somebody like that for 5 years, like, man, fuck, we're good.
And that's one thing too. We look at the way a lot of people like look at other teams first, but like you look in the division to win the division. What are the teams doing in the division? Who's in your division? And then after that, you move into okay, who's in the AFC? It's a lot of receivers, a lot of high octane offenses. So the secondary is very important.
I was gonna
Defense is
say
very
you got to
important.
bring in some fucking tacklers because Anthony Richardson comes back and he kind of beat the shit out of us. And Pollard going to Tennessee gives me every reason to believe they're going to try to play faster. I mean, you got
Yeah,
Gabe Davis in Jacksonville now, so let's have the best defense for sure. We got the best quarterback now. Let's have the best defense.
add some yin and yang to it. I mean, I'm pretty sure Will Anderson is happy as hell for the help he's about to get on defense.
Yup.
Um, just, I mean, a lot of the players like it's funny because Hunter takes pretty much all of the eyes now of it, but even the players from Tennessee, the players that we got that are like Lonnie Johnson coming back and all that, like these are gonna we talked about in the other video. These are gonna be guys that can plug and play in certain areas for Denico. He
Mm-hmm.
did say he wanted to bolster his defense, and that looks like that's what Nick's doing. And you have about 20 millish around there. I think Patrick Storm said on Twitter
Okay, let's
left.
split it up. I give you $10 million to go on offense and $10 million to go on defense. What position do you go for on offense?
All
Because
right.
I just still I feel like it'd be overkill to go after another running back. To you know what I'm saying?
When you can get
Like
him in the
for a
draft.
well, I think you have to try to draft one because
Well,
if you let's just say for instance we give CEH or J.K. Dobbins or one of those fools money and they're just okay in a whole year we're in the same fucking spot.
yeah. And I think it comes down to all right. So offensively, you have CJ, Joe Mixon now,
Mm-hmm.
Don Schultz at tight end, Nico,
Tank,
Tank, Noah,
Noah, Banshee.
Robert, Mitchie, and Xavier, and then the whole O line that we
are
feel
good with.
comfortable with. Yeah. What up,
And then,
Chris? What's up, bro?
what up?
Like
So to
to
me, it would
me,
either be like a mid-level running back or like a good receiver.
and it's like so receiver wise. I guess let's look at that one first because that
Like
one the
I for
note.
the $10 million, you can go get your Curtis Samuel.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess it's just a matter of where do they feel do they feel they're going to go receiver or do they feel they're going to go running back in the draft more likely? Because the rest
I
of the
believe,
positions are
I
kind of
guarantee you, at some point we draft a receiver. This much I
yeah.
know. When I don't know. I think I don't know, man. I could see them cutting Robert Woods, but I would kind of keep him around.
It is for sure one of those things where it's like it's a one of those Nick moves where it's like depending on what moves happen next, I'll know with Robert Woods if a bigger, I guess, name player
You know why I
gets
wouldn't do
signed.
it? I wouldn't cut him because I don't want to rattle the cage. Like whatever that receiver room had going on last year with in conjunction with what CJ had going on, it worked. So I would just kind of leave that shit alone for now and just try to put more talent in it. To be honest with you, I mean, I get it. We don't want to pay him for nothing, but we paid Brock Osweiler, so we've done it before.
Yeah, we've I forgot about that. Hey, my boy, Zach may be headed to Baton Rouge or might be staying in the H state.
That was always my school, LSU. I don't
Woo!
know if anybody wants Robert Woods.
Tell Zach we said what's up, Chris. Yeah,
Still
I
waiting on
don't.
my jersey.
I don't know if Robert Woods has trade value. It seems like one of those things where it's like if people know that you're gonna get dropped, they're kind of just gonna wait. He may have more trade value come draft day for a late trade pick, and that's
Would you
being
drop that
generous.
fool just for the sake of signing somebody else, though?
Yes,
If I told you right now you could drop Robert Woods and sign Nick Westbrook Akina for half the money, would you do it?
yes.
All right, fuck Robert Woods. He can go. Like, I'm not that partial. Because I would rather have Westbrook Akina.
I like and see that's the thing. Like I'm trying to be smart with the money. Like I am a Curtis Samuel fan. I know you're more expensive, bro. So if I can get a player that I feel is productive, because as we know, CJ will elevate his players. I'm cool with Nick Westbrook, because we've seen it before. He just needs a real damn quarterback. Dude can play.
Well, also, like, I felt like to Robert Woods was a little bit too boring. Like, he ran the same route. He did one thing. He ran like a 12-yard in, and you would take the pop. Like, you were kind of relegated to tight end production.
Yeah. Mario goes, getting either Tyler Boyd or Curtis Samuel would be awesome.
Please let it be Curtis Samuel. Please let it be Curtis. I don't like Tyler Boyd.
It, it's one of those things where I think like on Robert Woods, I put Robert Woods and Jimmy Ward in the same thing. You're a little
Mm-hmm.
older. We know what you brought you in. We brought you in for the veteran part of the locker room. You both didn't play as well as we would hope. Robert Woods played a little better than Jimmy Ward. Jimmy Ward was hardly on the field. But now it's kind of like, all right, your time here, I'm really not too mad if partial if we get rid of you.
I still think there's plenty of receivers you could go get that I would. I mean, Curtis Samuel. And we've been saying Curtis Samuel since like the season ended because we feel like we could use him like Debo.
Yeah.
I do at least. And then, not
I,
Boyd though. And then like Josh Reynolds is still out
yeah.
there. I fucks with Josh Reynolds. I believe a
Rhoda.
player like um, Calvin Ridley would be overkill to me. I don't really.
Yeah, I'm all for names at times because I get sometimes the names bar the player like Barkley, Henry, but especially with receiver, um, your 1-2 punch is Nico and Tank.
Yes.
So you would need other players that do stuff different than them, and that's why I feel like Reynolds, Curtis Samuel, because I feel like Noah does kind of what Robert Woods does.
He does exactly what Robert Woods does. He just does it faster, and he knows what to do with the ball after he gets it. He's a yak guy. He's like, you could literally use Noah Brown on for Nico Collins when Nico Collins needs a break because they kind of do this. They're the same, so that's
Yeah,
why I wanted him back so bad. I just think the receivers need speed. I felt like we were slow. That's
yeah.
why I was
Outside
like, if
of
Shaheed
Kane,
is available or somebody like that, bro, it's like, hey, you know what I'm talking about? Like, what you doing? Khalif Raymond ain't doing shit. Like, what's going on?
yeah. I'm wondering. I mean, because Nick, he always makes trades, as we saw today. He
Mm.
doesn't. He doesn't mind trading when he has to, but it's one of those things for sure. I'm just like, ugh. Tiff says, "Hi guys, you guys need to do more live streams and invite guests over."
We've talked about it. We thought about
Yeah,
it, but
it,
I'm a little bit disorganized, so we're
we.
working on it.
This is our week, spring break week. We're getting everything organized. So we
I'm
got,
sure all these gangsters from Houston because they know too much.
yeah. Nah, I mean, receiver is one thing I want. Running back, I'm guessing, like, as much as I want J.K. Dobbins, I do feel that we don't need him per
Hmm.
se. I'm trying to think in my head of who is not just total trash at running back, like a Cam Akers, and
Like to me, I'm willing to waste $5 million of Cal McNair's money to find out what J.K. Dobbins has. I really am
I'm cool
because
with that.
the talent on that dude is is there. Just nobody believes he can stay healthy.
Yeah, Drake about to perform tonight, bro. No, he is, and that's why we came on before all that, so you can watch us, and then after Drake, y'all see Drake and Mexican OT and all them. Then you can come watch us after that.
Yeah,
I was
I'm with you.
like, by that time, I'm pretty sure there will be some random Nick Casario thing going on.
But what if he uses his $10 million on a safety by the time that Drake concert over?
Well, then you can follow us on our socials, and I have you covered. Hey,
There you go.
I'm off this whole week of work, so I have you guys covered. You can ask Zach. We were at the gym, and I'll be like, "Whoop, stopping this just to do stuff."
This is true.
I mean, running back though, JK is my list, and then it's like a major drop after that.
They're one player that I would be interested in go man because I'm gonna bank on the fact that I can get him really cheap is the dude who played third down running back for Detroit this year. His name was Craig something. Forgot his name. His last name
Reynolds,
started with the R. Think.
Reynolds.
No, it might be.
Let's
But
see.
anywho, that dude was kind of good, and I would like to get him.
Yeah, running back Craig
I'm
Reynolds.
No, I fucking hate Alexander Madison, bro. I really hate it. And I use that. Then I know it's a strong word, but I don't want him. I don't want him.
James goes, we should just draft a receiver. I think that's the route we're probably going. I'd love to see another Ohio State player to the Texans, but J.K. Dobbins breaks a leg every season.
We just got one. We signed Jeff Okudah.
Yeah. I don't. If Alexander Madison, if you get him on like 1-2 mil, a prove it deal, and then you go and get another bum and you bring like 7 in, like we said, I'm
I think
fine
we
with
only
that.
got Mixon for this year.
Yeah, he's on his last year. I think it's like a 3 mil.
That's why I'm convinced that we're going to draft a running back because we can't be in this position every year. We just did this. And to somebody's question, what happened to Pierce is they realize he's not real smart.
Yes, and he runs into his own offensive lineman. He don't know how to be patient and wait for damn holes. Like
It's exactly what it is.
I feel like he watched a lot of Arian Foster videos, and then he was like, I could do that, but without the patience of it. Because even Foster would do that shit sometimes.
Foster was smooth though.
He was, and Pierce is not. Pierce is like,
No,
it's
he
like,
is. He's like a bull in a china shop.
yeah,
That's what it's like, bro. Quit running into your own people. What are you doing?
it's like trying to cut butter with your hand. Like
Chop.
Foster was just the hot butter, just Pierce is fucking bah bah bah. Like it was. What did we say during those games? We were like, it's like trying to flip a car over that's on its fucking roof. It's
Yeah,
fucking.
something.
It was hard to watch. But I'm high on them. I'm not. I don't want to say this and be like, oh, I'm a huge Joe Mixon fan. But from what he brings of being able to catch the ball, run the ball, he's on a. I'm not gonna say he's on a better offense because you went from Joe Burrow and them to to us. That's not a terrible team. But I think a change of scenery is something that would do very well for him. You're not playing in that tough division against Baltimore, the Steelers, the Browns. Like,
I get that, bro, but also I don't want people to get so comfortable with what he did. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
you're
yeah,
not starting his resume. Like I seen you like what you were is not what you are. You're no
yeah,
longer a 3 down back. And that's the thing. It's like I know you still need help.
yeah. No, when people put his stats up, they're like, "This is what he did the past 5 years." Yeah, well, I mean, I saw what Derrick Henry did the past 5 years. Also, I don't expect that from him. I don't expect what Saquon did. I mean, if I get what Saquon did 5 years ago, he's gonna be injured. Like, I just for me, Mixon is they needed a running back. You got him for a seventh. I'm happy with it. Am I content at the running back? No, because I don't know what the hell I got in Pierce. And if anybody says that you know what you have in Pierce,
I would be super cool if they just signed Deontay Foreman.
cool with that.
Me too.
What running backs do you not want? Like, I don't want Cam Akers. I don't want
I don't want
Alexander
Cam
Madison.
I don't want Alexander Madison.
I don't want AJ Dillon.
I don't want AJ Dillon. I don't really want CEH.
I don't really want him now that I have Joe Mixon. I want somebody that's a little different. Marlo goes, who's been the greatest Texan so far?
The greatest Texan. I think you still have to give it to JJ.
Yeah. JJ and then Andre, I mean, 1, 2.
Yeah, and then
Brock Osweiler. No,
three probably be CJ Stroud.
he's coming for that number one spot. The great Matt Schaub. No, if you let fans decide, some will say Brian Christian, which I will not. I will argue that all
I will argue that too. I,
the time. All right. What about defense? We've talked about offense, running back, receiver.
agree. I'm
Because
gonna assume he means CJ at number 3.
yeah,
Defense. I would really feel let down if we don't leave with a starting safety. There's just so many of them.
like that's the one market right now that is the hottest. I guess free agents with nobody signed yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's the
Mm-hmm.
most lucrative one right now, and
The
it just
problem
feels
is the one that did get signed, like Xavier McKinney, going to the Packers. They paid him a shit ton of money, so that messed that market up. We could still get you. Yeah, you know what? I seen David Carr on the TV earlier saying stupid shit, and that at that instance, I was like, I wish we would have drafted Julius Peppers instead of this fool.
Jarvis goes, Mixon's going to help the offense. I don't think I'm not saying he's not going to help, but I still want some depth at that position.
Like I said, if you're convinced that he could at bare minimum give you what Singletary did, have at it. Welcome to the team.
If he gives how many touchdowns he had? He had about 10 last year.
Mixon?
Yeah,
I don't know. I know he had that one game where he had a shit ton.
yeah, he had like 4 in one game. I want to say he had about like 14. Marlo goes, I don't like Mixon.
Yeah, I wasn't too thrilled with that either. But I mean, it is what it is. I trust Casario, bro. I really do.
At this point, all right, he had 9 touchdowns. He had 1,034 yards off of 257 attempts and about 4 yards average.
I mean, I'll take compared to what we did last year. If you're giving me 4 yards per carry, I can take that.
And that was against their O line was a little banged up. Well, I won't say a little banged up. Their O line was pretty much banged up. Joe
So
Burrow.
should we look at this like in a different way? Like instead of saying, "Oh, I need Mixon to go get me 1,500 yards," should we really think about it as like we need to put together a running back room that can go get us 1,700 rushing yards for the season? Because then I would go spend like a little bit of money on the second running back.
It's it's tough because it seems like they're going to be doing running back by committee type of thing now again. And if that's the case, I want another running back. I need a yin and yang type of feel. Nothing against Pierce, but I don't know what you offer me. I can't
Right.
go in next season banking that you're going to show up.
I think there's potential for at least a majority of the game that Mixon can be a three down back. I
Yeah.
don't know if he can do it for a whole game, but if you can do it for a half, that helps a lot. Oh, we're for sure drafting a running back, one that fits. I don't know if that what that entails because it's not a great running back draft.
Mo goes, Mixon a big upgrade, fits our scheme, great receiving back. I will say this. Off of him and Singletary, I see it as an upgrade. Everything we've done in offseason so far, I see as, even if it's a minor upgrade, I see it as an upgrade. We talked about it on our videos. Dalton Schultz was the only position where we felt if we lost him, it was going to be a major downgrade.
The only one I would argue is we don't know what's going on with that second corner.
Yeah.
We knew what Stevie Nelson was. We don't know if Okudah's going to start, Mike Ford's going to start. Are we going to draft somebody?
And it feels like that position is one of those positions they always say in the NFL. You can never have too many of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't be surprised if I see a Stevie Nelson 1 year deal. I won't be surprised. I would be surprised. Like,
I wouldn't be surprised at all, except I would think that he's plumb ass retarded because you earned more than that on from a
yeah,
bad team. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But
yes,
also, it goes back to like that's that quiet cockiness that comes with Denico and Nick because Nick and Denico know that what they have going on, they can maximize potential and make a lot of bad people good. So it's like I'm not going to overpay a player that I made good.
it's one. Yeah, I mean, Blake Cashman basically said it. He knew his best place to play was Houston. He was going to give them an opportunity to match any money to give a first contract. They gave him a contract. Minnesota gave him more. He asked if you wanted a match. They said no, and later, bro. And they've stuck with their guns on it, and I'm happy with it. We know D'Amico is a defensive coach. He's going to go out there and he's going to put his guys in the best spot to succeed. And that's what we saw last year. Now you're getting upgrades at players. I get some are older, but I'm fine with it.
Tip. If there's a cornerback out there we should go get, I want Kendall Fuller. Like if I'm gonna go get a veteran, I'm gonna go get Kendall Fuller because Washington let him walk and he's plug and play in my opinion. I like Kendall Fuller. Who else is out there? I mean, you could consider trading for L'Jarius Sneed if you wanted to. I don't really want to pay that money.
Seems like Tennessee's on his radar, so he probably wants a ton.
Yes,
Tennessee's about to overpay a bunch of people who could just go
but
play
I think that drafting a corner is like
the
that's a
best.
route I would. Yeah, if I can get a young player to go, I don't know if I want Xavier Howard. He, I don't know about that. Where did I see that fool going? Like I seen him linked to somebody. It was a stupid fucking team too. I was like, why would you go there?
Money.
It wasn't even for a lot of money.
Oh,
Tre'Davious White got cut by Buffalo. If you want to take a flyer on that fool, um, there's some people. And yes, best staff we ever had. I agree with that.
yeah. This
Up until
staff is
2023, the Texans did not have a player development uh, division. I don't think because weren't very good at that.
I guess all eyes are still on defense. I mean,
Shit. I mean, I think we're kind of good on offense, bro. I'm telling you, it's a deep ass receiver draft. You could go to the third or fourth round and get you one.
so out of the top available free agents, this is just all as a whole: Calvin Ridley, Eric Armstead, Justin Simmons, DJ Reader, Tyrone Smith, Marquise Brown, Xavier Howard, Cameron Curl, Kendall Fuller, Micah
Kendall
Hyde,
Fuller.
Chase Young, Devin White, Tyler Boyd, Jordan Whitehead, and Curtis Samuel.
I like Jordan Whitehead. I like Quandre Diggs. Uh, I don't really want Cam Curl. No disrespect to him. I think he plays a little soft for me.
And you're very, very crucial on. You're
Yes.
very crucial on that, and it seems like Denico's system of his players is very crucial on that.
I told you that you don't have to have a lot of talent to play in D'Amico's system. You have to be tough. Like it takes a lot out on the defender's body. When a
Yeah.
motherfucker like Christian Harris is like, I need a day off because I hurt from hurting people. Then you know that there's some serious shit going on.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
like Calvin really. Hey, more power to him. I just don't really. I think it's overkill to pay him to come to our team.
it feels like he's going for some money because I mean Jacksonville went and got Gabe Davis, which I mean you could still get both of them, but
Well, I think
Cal-
that they really didn't go back after him because he didn't have the greatest year. But also, if they would have re-signed him, they would have had to send more capital to Atlanta.
yep, and Atlanta over there just like come on, resign.
Now, if
I mean
Calvin
look at
really smart, he'd go to Kansas City on the cheap.
yes, that would be
I would straight up call Pat Mahomes and is like, if you can give me $5 million a year, bro, I will play the Mike Evans role on your team. I'll run a 9 route passes, little ass fucking safety every play if you need me to, bro.
and it's weird because you get okay like Hunter today, he had more money.
Yes.
But he's like, I want to go home. I want to play with Denico. I want to play on this team. So he took the lesser deal for the Texans. So there are players that do it. And then there
Mm-hmm.
are players that go and get more money, like Devin Singletary. We made him an offer. Went to New York, got more money. Hey, props, bro. Go get the bag. I ain't mad at you, but I ain't paying you that shit. Like,
Nope. Nope.
and that's kind of what Nick's philosophy is. I want you. Do you want to come? This is what I offer you. If you say yes, let's make business and let's have fun. If not, I'm moving on. And it feels like that's what happened with all of our free agents. And I mean, get it how people want. I mean, luckily it seems like we've replaced everybody, but even like the two
Well,
we got
to
yesterday.
me, I like it because for 2 years we didn't have no fucking direction. At least now
Yeah.
they're going to get. They know what we're trying to do and what they need the players they bring in to do, like the tasks that need accomplished. Even if it's just minute, they're like, we need these guys.
Yeah.
And for instance, like the Mike Ford and Del'Shawn Phillips, like that might help Frank Ross more than it helps the defense. But fuck it, we are already a good special teams. You know what I mean?
And that's where I'm kind of at. Like some of these players that out of the 17 players, some will go to Frank Ross. Some are gonna be like, hey, bro, there you go. You got some special teams. We got some pick and play players, and when you're subbing out, it's a long season. Um, different schemes, everything. I mean, you're looking at the core right now. You have Will Anderson, Hunter. I always how do you say his name? I always say his name
Daniil,
wrong.
Daniil,
Danielle Hunter. There we go. Because
Daniil
I was
Hunter.
Denico Autry came over, Malik Collins, Azeez Al, and
Shire.
then Shair. Yeah, there we go. See, I'm gonna get all these names by the season.
Don't worry, I got it, bro.
Christian Harris, Derek Stingley Jr., Jeff Okudah, and then that's about it so far.
We
Oh,
re-signed Eric.
Petrie.
So what they should do is bring back that Houston Carson whatever kid that played safety last year because he was fucking dope, and get another safety. So you can almost do your starting lineup on defense. It'll be Will, Malik, Danielle, and then whoever the other fucking interior tackle is. Please God, let it be DJ Reader, but if not, Sheldon Rankins. And then I don't know who our middle linebacker is going to be.
I don't know.
Do you honestly believe in that statement you just made about a change of scenery will change a player?
Yes, because
Because
I
you
believe in
know
our
how I
culture.
used to be about Devin White. You know
Yes,
how I used to be about Devin White. But then the season he just had, I don't want to fuck with Devin White.
yes,
And I was like, stay away from him. But he's still out there. So if you believe in that statement, would you be cool with him coming to be our middle linebacker?
yes. Because and the reason why is I feel that what we call the Houston culture now, the Denico Ryans effect, we saw firsthand how CJ led that offense locker room, and then Will and the vets led that defensive locker room. D'Amico and Nick held it as a whole, from Nick doing the media to D'Amico holding it in the locker room. Where nothing comes out of those rooms ever of rumors, this and that. When you saw their ratings of how their locker room was, they got pretty much high scores from everybody. I mean, Dalton Schultz calling out the Cowboys and saying that he was happy to be here. Like,
Called them
there's
a
a lot
fucking
of
zoo.
stuff where I feel like the change of scenery for some of these guys is all they need. I mean, last year, what we had Dalton Schultz, Devin Singletary were like, and people were like, oh, hell nah.
Noah Brown.
Noah Brown, yeah. I mean, Robert Woods came in and people were like, ugh, like, change of scenery helped a lot of these guys out. There, some of these guys got paid because of it. Blake Cashman, the change of scenery of coaching, in a sense of
Mm-hmm.
it. Like Greenard got paid, Blake Cashman got paid. Like at the end of the day, I feel like what do we always say? D'Amico can get the extra bit out of that toothpaste of that one
Mm-hmm.
player he needs to.
He's the expert at making mo soap.
Yep.
He put the water in the jug when there's just a little bit of sun.
Like I do feel like that's something that, and I think it's going to be one of those things where Nick talks to D'Amico. He's like, "Hey, look, we can get this guy. What do you think of this guy?" And if he's like, "Hey, I don't really like it," or I don't know if he, and that's where it's going to come down to. And it's, I'm having so much faith in this team of just those two running the show because how
Mm-hmm.
much they feed off of each other. Um, I mean, that started with the CJ and Will Anderson stuff last year. So I'm just,
And then also I don't really want to go pay for a receiver because you're about to have to pay Nico Collins anyway.
yeah, yeah. If you think people are forgetting that,
Stupid, stupid. Nah, we're good though. It good. It first good 2 days of tampering for old Casario. I tell you, the dude's an evil genius. If we get Devin White, then I know they watch our shit. Because how long ago was I asking for Danielle Hunter and Devin White?
for the longest, for the longest, you were like, "Look, I know y'all don't know who this guy is," and then y'all would say it. And I just seen a tweet right now. Can y'all go please snag Devin White?
It makes me feel confident because philosophically, I guess you would say, uh, there's a lot of ways to build a team. You know, some people value more things than the other, and me and Casario are on the same track, and I like it. Do y'all have any worries about the offensive line, the O line? I don't.
Not
I
not
mean,
too
they
much.
still
I
have to
mean,
prove to me that they can run the ball, but I mean, my main objective is to keep CJ clean.
and they pretty much did that. I get it, the tonsils stuff, and Titus Howard needs to get healthy. Kenyon Green, we need to see what the hell you can do. I'm pretty sure they'll get some depth in the draft somewhere.
That's my thing, bro. Is we have so much money and picks tied up in that O line. I can't keep putting shit into it. We got to figure something out. That's why I wanted George Fant back, which I
And
don't know what happened with him.
I think it's one of those things where it's like he's so low on the totem pole type of thing, where it's like I'm gonna spend money here, and then I have this just a bit of snack money left, and then it's like, all right, I'm gonna
It's
get.
so disrespectful to me though, because that dude bailed us out of so much last year.
And that's what I was gonna say too. Is I give Nick credit when we had to band aid this damn O line up so many times, and George Fant was one of those guys that was like
Once
solid.
he got to right tackle, he was consistent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He, I'm so pleased with the way George Fant played last year. I'm willing to trade Titus Howard.
you would clear up a lot of money for
And no
sure.
disrespect to
And
Titus Howard, but we try to move you to left guard, and it's some of the ugliest left guard play I ever seen in my life, son. Granted you're too fucking big to be there. You're too tall, but if you're only relegated to tackle, and I can replace you, but I'm still paying Laramie all this damn money, I don't really need you.
yeah, it's it's a good thing to have that we have with this O line because you have a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Once everybody's healthy, of course, you have a lot. But it is for sure one of those things where we need to figure out what we're gonna do, how it's gonna work, because
The only two bastards that I worry about are the ones that we have shit tied up in Kenyon Green and Shaq Mason. Because we still don't know what Kenyon Green is, but I was pleased with Juice Scruggs and Jared Patterson, and Dieter saved us a lot. You know what I'm saying? So we're good. We have depth on O line. I think so, at least.
I mean,
The position I'm worried about the most is still running back. Not to get back on that conversation, but I really ain't tripping on nothing. I mean, one more linebacker and a corner, but like we still have a whole draft ahead of us.
we're setting ourselves up really well for the draft. I will say that.
Yes, yes.
You you do addition by subtraction of what you got an upgraded talent. I mean, look, talk like hearing people around the league talking about the Texans saying what we added is pushing us now more even into that AFC talks up there with the Baltimore Ravens, Kansas City Chiefs, the Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins. Like now you're putting yourself in that spot. Okay. Now the next parts are going to be crucial also of what else do you add in this chess match and then go into the draft and fill in those solid voids of what's left. And I'm I would say safety, running back, either or whatever one you want, and then another linebacker and maybe another cornerback if you have the money for it. Now, if you go out and just go and get another freaking solid like starter, I'm gonna be like, all right, you know what, I'm cool. Like we'll figure the rest of this shit out in the draft and let's go.
Yes,
Because
this
I
is
have a
true.
feeling you're gonna. I don't know why. I feel like there's at least three more moves. Two of them are gonna be like super cheap,
Mm-hmm.
and they're gonna be one of those Nick Casario 1 to 2 year deals, and then
Mm-hmm.
something I wouldn't say big, but a bigger name is going to happen on either offense or defense. If it's offense, it's going
Mm-hmm.
to be a running back that we want. So I wouldn't consider it big, but it's going to be like, oh, that's the guy we want.
I honestly think if it's a bigger name, it's either going to come in the form of like a safety or Eric Armstead.
Yeah, and that's where
I
it
have a
seems like the money's
feeling
going.
he's trying to finagle his way to the age. The George
That's
Fant's a free agent.
yeah. Feel comfortable with Pierce behind Mixon? Not at all.
I don't feel no more comfortable with Pierce behind Mixon as I do with Mixon in front of Pierce. But it's what we got for the time being.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they definitely need to draft one and sign one or in some shape or form.
Nah, they
Seems like
will.
the seems
But
like the
also, like,
time.
we're just fucking too invested in that shit. I think when we have to know what every player's doing, like, how many people can actually name the whole depth chart?
Not many.
But there's like those sneaky little Denico Autry signings that benefit us. You know what I'm saying? Denico Autry came back. We got Khalil Davis. They don't even say how much he made. It just says to be determined. Fucking God willing, he'll let Dylan Horton come back because that dude was balling. He's in remission now.
Yeah. thoughts on the new punter? I like it.
T2 Tommy Townsend.
He he got hurt, freak injury, but I mean, you you got a punter for what, 2 years, 6 mil. I mean,
I'm more excited that we got Kaimi back.
that was a yeah one of the top kickers in the league for what he brings you. Um, I mean, looking at the offense, I mean, special teams, yeah. I mean, we got our key players back. We got better.
How much money did you say we have?
From what Patrick Storm said, his math is about 20-ish, 20 mil-ish.
Yeah, you're right. You're gonna get two cheap ass deals and then a player.
Because the Hunter deal took a lot. I think he's getting like 25 or
If you're
29.
Jonathan Greenard right now and you look at what you got, what he got, and what he got guaranteed and what you got guaranteed, do you feel disrespected?
Yes.
But for why?
I would say only because he's younger. He played on the team. But then in the hindsight of it all, it's like you can't really be mad, bro, because the dude's a monster. The season he had, like that's why I'm paying. The same thing with Blake Cashman. No offense, bro, but if we could have, what did you always say? If I could have got Blake Cashman and Perryman and merged them together, that would have been the perfect linebacker.
Perfect linebacker. And I think we got something close to it.
You got a guy
Mixon is going to
that
be a sleeper. His running style is perfect for our offense. I bet he'll have a better numbers than Barkley and Henry next season. I'll say, yeah, but also like that's kind of because they got more running quarterbacks. Look, we're
I
not
will.
saying Mixon's going to do bad.
No,
I'm
not
just
by any
saying he
means.
hasn't done anything in recent times to make me believe that he can carry the workload that I want to put on him.
Yes, because if we can't go out there expecting CJ to save us the way that he did last year with no run game, that's not fair to him. Teams will have film on it. Teams are going to go attack him more. So in that sense, you need the run game. If you want to be successful in the NFL, you need the run game. And it's not only on Mixon, it's also I don't trust Pierce enough to be like, oh, I got a 1-2 punch here. I have a one punch and then a semi like heel kick with Pierce, and that's about it. Like all the signings so far, few upgrades. It,
I have no complaints.
I'm cool with it.
I
Like
really don't.
nor does Singletary. Oh, Singletary. I didn't want Singletary. Me and Zach didn't want Singletary back. I mean, and then
I had a theory that he's bad luck.
yeah,
We'll find
every.
out.
I mean, he got paid. Congrats, bro. But I feel I will. Like I said, Mixon over Singletary upgrade for me. You got him for a seventh. I mean, I ain't worried about it. Cashman left.
Upgrade. We upgrade. See, the thing about Cashman is he's gonna probably cover. He covers a little bit better than Al-Shaair does, but that's because Cashman was a converted safety. But Al-Shaair does everything else better. He's gonna stop the run better. You can blitz him in certain packages. He's gonna make the tackle. Like that was the knock on Cashman is you're always where you're supposed to be. You just don't do shit when you get there. You
So
don't
many
have that
missed
problem with Shaair. How many times did I cuss him during the game?
You so many. You're like he's there, but he didn't make the tackle. What the? It's like it don't matter if you're there. You didn't do shit. Yeah, no. I mean, the Hunter one. I mean, that's obvious. Grenard and Hunter. Like, you got Christian Harris coming back. He's gonna be a dog out there. Like,
Oh man, I can't wait to see him. And if you put Christian Harris, Shaair, and Devin White on the field together, it'd be the fastest linebacking group I ever seen in my life. And I've been watching football for 30 something years.
well, it sounds like. All right, if they get Devin White, do you think they can get a safety also?
It's not going to be a good one. That was about to ask you, like, do you put more of a premium on safety or middle linebacker? And I promise you, it's not very likely that you're going to find a middle linebacker in this draft, but there's very possible to find a safety.
Yes.
But if you got a player like Justin Simmons who's out there for the taking, it's like, fuck, man, I might have to figure that linebacker shit out later because I can get Justin Simmons. or I can get Quandre Diggs, one of those guys.
It
I'm not gonna stop saying Quandre Diggs to the Texans until he signs with somebody or we sign him because that motherfucker cold, bruh. I've been a fan of his since he played at Texas. I'll say this about Quandre Diggs if people don't know him. He's not great. He's really fucking good. He is the closest consistent ball hawk I've seen from a safety since Air Reed.
I mean, and that's what Denico likes. You put that next to Petrie, Stingley out there. I like this, and that's one thing people are forgetting. That this Stingley of coming back from the injury and just being like, "Bet I'm gonna go prove that shit," was on
Mm-hmm.
another level.
Mm-hmm.
Eric, we have roughly about 20 millish, somewhere around that number right there. It could be a little less, a little more, but I mean, with all the different contracts, we'll know for sure tomorrow once the 13th goes and all the contracts officially become official. Then I think that's when you'll start to see some of these other players just right off the boom, 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 boom. Because I'm wondering too, who like okay, like Calvin Ridley has an offer from the New England Patriots, but he doesn't want to really go there. So it's one of those where it's like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
I agree, but Jacksonville, if you want to throw me some money, bro, I'll switch. And so there's going to be somebody that does that.
Oh,
Now,
for sure.
most of these are solid. I'm pretty sure. I don't see anybody coming in trying to swoop. This ain't some Dwight Howard,
DeAndre
Mavericks.
Jordan shit in
Yeah,
Dallas.
DeAndre Jordan's on the Mavericks bullshit. So what wide receivers y'all like in the draft?
Earlier, if you tell see, that's why I keep saying it. Like, what do you do with the first pick? Because if you could get Brian Thomas from LSU with that 23rd pick, the dude is fucking good. Like, he's just so good. The problem is he knows he's good, so he takes plays off sometimes. But it's just so fucking easy for him. My favorite receiver in the draft is Malachi Corley from Western Kentucky. Cause that motherfucker is mean, son. He's like if Isaiah Pacheco was a receiver. It's like every time he takes a step, you think he's gonna crack the grass or something. I like Jalen Polk from Washington. He's one of my favorite ones. Uh, there's just a lot of good receivers. Like scheme fit, like Xavier Legette from South Carolina fits. Um, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of them boys from Texas, even though I'm a Texas fan. But Adonai Mitchell, Xavier Worthy, see. I think he's either going to be like the biggest boom or the lowest bust because like on tape he looks amazing. You hear you see him like interview and shit. You're like, oh, this motherfucker's plum ass retarded. But then I remember they said that about CJ, so I'm not going to judge him quite yet. But to your point though, Richard, we do need that kind of receiver, like a goal line threat that can high point a ball. Because as big as Nico is, he don't really do that.
No.
And I want somebody on the team that CJ can be like, all right, it's first and goal from the 6. Let's just throw it up there and see if somebody can go get it. And we don't have one of those. Bob, I would love it. I love to have Bobby Boucher at a linebacker. My mama said, hit the A gap.
Eric, I will say, I don't think Nick's done at all. Like anybody that if you Nick is cooking right now, he did say he had money. He's gonna spend it as wisely as he wants to with Denico and him. And it seems like I wouldn't expect a major name like Eric Armstead and them. Like I wouldn't expect that type of deal, but a safety, a bigger name receiver that took a deal, kind of a bigger name running back like a J.K. Dobbins that took a deal, maybe. Like those are the kind of deals that I'd be like a running back that you get that wants to come in and prove himself. Because this is the guy that always gets the players that there ain't a market for him, and he's like, all right, we'll come prove it.
Yeah.
Like a Dante Foreman, I'll be like, hey, bro, come on.
Man, I just thought Petrie was asked to do a lot of shit he's not good at. That's all it was. He wants to be more physical, play down in the box. But you had Jimmy Ward and those guys doing that, and I just think Petrie just wasn't in a position to succeed. He was a little bit out of place.
Yeah.
Ooh, Coleman could be our new age Andre Johnson. I don't know about that one. That's asking a lot. Gus Edwards went to the Chargers on
Yep.
a bullshit deal. I think it was like 2 years, $8 million or something.
Go play with his boy.
I
Shanahan
was
knows.
worried. True statement, Eric.
Yeah. What was it? Lackluster. We day one, day two.
Yesterday, at the gym, Nick waited to tell me the Christian Wilkins news because I was all gung ho on it, and when he did, I really wanted to throw my phone up against the wall. And then today, he broke the news to everybody at the gym about Joe Mixon, and we all were about to throw our fucking phone against the wall. But it got pretty good after that.
Yeah. As we worked out with the Joe Mixon news, kind of settled, and we were like, all right, it's a seventh rounder more than likely. We're fine with that. Is
Is
J.K.
Dobbins still
Dobbins
under contract? No, he's a free agent. We've been
free?
debating on whether we should make a go at him.
If he's healthy, dude could play.
I told you, bro, it's not my
No,
money. I will spend $5 million of Cal's money to find out if this dude's gonna stay healthy. Because on a straight talent level, like that dude is fucking good.
no, I agree. I mean, I'm all for it because dude can ball, and you need depth. You need some depth.
Oh, I'll call it right now. If he goes to starts the season healthy, J.K. Dobbins on our team, he takes the starting job for Mixon.
And that's what Denico looks for. I don't care what you do. I'm who wants the job? That's what we saw all year. Who wants the job? Oh, okay. You're out playing him. You're gonna get the starting spot. I don't care about your money. I don't care about any of that. Prove it.
Prove it.
I mean, we saw that with Damian Pierce and Devin Singletary easily.
I was hoping the Texans brought back Derek Barnett though. I haven't heard anything about him.
But we
That's
did break.
true. Well, we didn't break his leg. He tore his own damn Achilles. But he was fucking us up when he did it. Didn't he play with CJ in college? I don't think he played with CJ. I think he played with Fields. Dang, now y'all got me like fuck that safety. Get J.K. Dobbins.
It's gonna be whatever we fill out next tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think is the day that we'll see a lot more signings because it's
Oh,
official.
there's quite a few people you can go get at safety. Like Justin Simmons he's all pro and he's available. But I think he wants a shit ton of money. On a lesser degree, Quandre Diggs, Jamal Adams, um, which I want Diggs. You got Cam Curl that was with the Commanders. Um, somebody else got cut today. Forgot. But there's people to be had, and I prefer to go sign one so that way I can get receivers and corners in the draft.
Where did Antoine Woodfield Jr. go? Antoine.
He's still with Tampa, ain't he? They franchised him.
Oh, they did. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Kyler Duger. Cameron
See, Kyle
Curl.
Duggar, he was with New England. He's good, but he's just like you're just good. Like I just don't. You're not gonna fuck up, but your playmaking really ain't there for me.
Yeah.
How much for Diggs, y'all think? Which Diggs? You talking about? Trayvon Diggs? I don't want that fuck here. I don't want anything that's been tainted by Cowboys.
We had enough of that last year with Noah and Schultz.
Yeah.
It's like, eh. What y'all think prediction Texans record is going to be? I think 12-5.
Oh, I haven't even seen the schedule.
I got to see what we get in the draft, but as of right now, as of right now, we're the quote unquote favorites for the AFC South. I will say,
Mm-hmm.
but you still got to play the games. I got to see what the Colts do because that defense is nasty over there. You get a healthy Anthony Richardson, with a Jonathan
See,
Taylor.
Adams might be a good safety pickup. Give him one of those 1 year prove-it deals. See, my only issue with that is I think that Jamal Adams is too similar to Petrie. I already got Petrie. That's why I would want somebody else that can actually cover the field. Who's the best one left? Corner. Shit. On a straight talent level, it'd be Tre'Davious White, in my opinion. Um, Money value, I believe Kendall Fuller is who I would go after. Safety, Justin Simmons. Um, L'Jarius Sneed is still available for trade. Who else got cut? Somebody else got cut.
Would you be mad they just re-signed Steven Nelson?
I wouldn't. I tell you, when Derek Stingley got hurt for that month, Steven Nelson didn't miss a beat, bruh. He took the best receiver, no matter where the fuck they went, and he played physically with him. But then also I think about it, and I was like, Denico and them did something because you didn't play like that for Levy. I hope we get Simmons today, bro. If Justin, I told Nick earlier, if Justin Simmons gets signed by the Houston Texans before I go to bed, I'm dragging my PlayStation to the bedroom and I'm gonna be late to the gym tomorrow. Straight the fuck up.
I mean, I'm trying to see who's going after him. Tennessee Titans are going after him.
Tennessee is spending some money. To me, it's very important to continue to have the best defense in the division, and and I think Jacksonville kind of got good because they got Darnell Savage now. They're already loaded in the box, so we gotta do our thing.
There's gonna be some people going after him. Justin Simmons for sure. Steelers, Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I mean, like somebody said earlier, you could take a swing at Xavier Howard if the price is right, but like realize he might get hurt. Oh, for sure. I thought we were top 10 last year. We just lack leadership on the field. You got it now with Danielle Hunter. I mean, you just got better, like Azeez. He's a Denico guy.
Not sure if it's true. I heard the Chargers open to listening to trades for Mack and Bosa. It's true from what I've heard because there's.
I've heard that too. If I could get Mac on the cheap, I'll take him. But I asked to be cheap. I'm talking about like Dollar General cheap.
Taco Bell dollar.
Yeah.
What
Okay, I told Nick earlier the Geno Stone one we dropped the fucking ball on, but Patrick Queen he can go anywhere else but here. I do not like that guy.
Yeah, the Geno Stone. There was a few Geno Stone, Jordan Brooks. There were some players you were mad that we didn't get. Luvu.
Yes, Frankie Louvu I wanted. But like they were clowning me earlier, they're like, "Oh, you're gonna be mad if we sign Bobby Wagner," and I'll be like, "Not really. I really wouldn't, because we're not gonna pay you a lot."
And that's what I think it comes down to. What is the money value I'm paying you for what the production I think I'm gonna get out of you, and then some. And Patrick Queen, bro, no offense, dog. I don't like you that much of what you thought you were worth. Like, and we didn't pay you. We ended up getting 2 players pretty much because we didn't pay you. Like, we got Hunter.
I mean, let's just think about it. They drafted you. You suck. So then they have to bring in another guy to take your spot, pay him a shit ton of money, and then we draft another linebacker to replace you. Somewhere in the mix, you decide what your job is and get good and think you're worth something. Fuck you, dog. Go to Pittsburgh and get your $40 million. Geno Stone, that one stung a little bit because that dude was like, he's good. He just knows how to play fucking football. No, didn't he get beat up by Joe Burrow at LSU? Didn't they have a fight and Burrow beat him up or something?
I think so. That would make
He
sense.
might have said he beat up Burrow, but I know they fought.
That would make sense.
Thoughts on running back Joe Mixon? If I'm okay with it because I wasn't too fond of what we had anyway, so I'm still looking for something better though.
It's one of those things where it's like,
okay,
running back.
True. Like I like Patrick Queen more than Perriman, but that's not saying much. Dude, Geno Stone would have been the perfect safety for Houston. What the fuck?
Uh, and I think that's where it comes down to, like, the Queen over Perryman, of course. I'm taking it. But
Mm-hmm.
the money that you
I'll tell
got,
you this: Azeez Al-Shaair over Patrick Queen all day long. And as my will backer, I'm not fucking taking Christian Harris out of the game for Patrick Queen. Fuck that.
that's not
you know, you know how much of a fan I am of Christian Harris. Fuck that.
yeah, you've been a fan of him since for a while. Back when we tried to start up the
He,
Davis Mills train. Choo choo.
Aaron Jones or kept Mixon. I would rather have Aaron Jones, to be honest.
And I think when it comes to the Mixon thing, all right, you were in the bid for Saquon. You got
Mm-hmm.
outbidded. I'm not mad at that. You were competitive. You were in the mix for Derrick Henry. You more than likely got outbidded. He probably wanted to go over there to Baltimore, a, a team that is probably higher up than you with that offense. Okay, fine. Hey, so you had to have known what else is there out there to get. You don't want Tony Pollard. He got an outrageous contract. You don't want Austin Eckler's injury prone, so he went to Commanders. DeAndre Swift pretty much was the first running back gone, and because Chicago went after him like that. So I mean that kind of took him out the way. There's not many options out there after that, and Mixon is a top one. Aaron Jones wanted to stay in the division. Okay, so then what are my options? Oh, Joe Mixon, seventh rounder. Cool, I got a running back. Boom. Now I can get another running back, and now I have three running backs, or I can draft a running back with these two running backs.
Word.
And that's where I'm saying I'm not mad at the Mixon thing. Would I've wanted another running back over him? Of course, I would have rather had Barkley, Henry, maybe Austin Eckler, Aaron Jones.
Man,
But
if there's one thing I learned from the past week is whatever the fuck you think you know about football, don't believe it. Don't believe it. So I get there's a strong possibility we don't even start the season with Mixon.
especially with Nick as GM, this fool here just he don't care. He'll be like, oh, I made the move just to make another move. Or I made this move just to like. Yeah. Nick don't care what none of us say, anyways. At the end of the day, so
Just our luck. We'll go on to week one starting fucking Ezekiel Elliott.
oh hell no. Oh, he's so damn bad. I'll be so damn bad. No, I think they're gonna do what you said though. They're gonna probably sign. They're gonna probably sign one more running back, at least another receiver,
Yeah, we're
and then
supposed to be getting some new jerseys. He said, hell no. That's what I'm saying. You don't ever know. It could be fucking anybody. You don't know what we got going. I'm
I
not
mean,
sold on Mixon personally, but it is what it is. But it ain't what you think. So for $2 million though, I'm good with it.
seventh
But
rounder, yeah.
what'd you say earlier, bro? You squeeze the last little bit of toothpaste out that motherfucker. If I can get 1,000 yards out of you, come on.
And productive yards at that, like, because he does do stuff differently than Singletary, so that's why I'm not too
Man, I'm
impressed.
telling y'all, cross y'all's fingers that we could get Jonathan Brooks from UT. Like Houston, that's what Houston should do. Is they start the run on running backs in this draft. Like fuck waiting, we're gonna get the one we want. And if we get that dude, he's only 20 years old, then we're gonna get the best he has. Even though he tore his ACL, but fuck it, it's not my business.
I will say this: when it comes to the draft, you did really well last year of picking players. You were high on a lot of players that around the league that were sleepers. Achan, Puka Nakua, like a lot of our videos, you were the main one talking about. Hey, look at this guy, or hey, check out this guy, and those are a lot of late. I mean, we were on the Tank Dell train for the longest. Remember, we did mock drafts over and over, and we kept getting made fun of for it. And
Mm-hmm.
people were like,
Mm-hmm.
"Why were you getting tanked? That's such a homer move." And I was like,
In what
"Bro,
round? I'm using my third round pick for a fucking uh running back if Jonathan Brooks is there from Texas. I'm so adamant about taking this fucking kid in the third round that I will trade my third round pick and one of my fourth round picks to move up in the third round to get him. Straight up. I'm that adamant about getting this dude on our fucking team. Because there's like a talent discrepancy from him to the next guy. But that's my opinion. Don't nobody believe nothing I say but Nick Casario. Anyway, I know he be watching our videos because he be commenting on this burner account. No, I'm not using it at round 1 or 2. Definitely not the first round. I'm not doing that.
All right. We doing defense?
Mostly because, like, do you feel like there's a lot of other teams that actually need a running back that they would do that?
Not really.
Exactly.
There's no Bijan in this like this type of stuff, so it's like.
Let me ask you this: would you see? I think we fucking traded for the wrong person, bro. Like, obviously, I wanted Ramondre or Kamara, but would you be more confident right now if they would have made a trade for James Conner than Mixon?
Yeah, but I don't know if he's available though.
Everybody's fucking available, especially on those sorry teams like that. That's my point. Is I think we made the right move on the wrong person.
Yeah, but I mean that team is so. I don't know. That team's weird, bro. They're gonna trade their first round pick again, bro. Like, so like they're in the talks of trading it again. Like that's like they're like the Panthers, bro.
They're the Sacramento Kings of the fucking NFL.
Yeah, it's like moves they make. I'm like, I can't even.
I ain't hating on the Panthers. I thought the Panthers did well on offense for Bryce.
Oh no, I agree, but
their defense fucking sucks now because they got rid of everybody. But
the tweets I saw today about their defense is hilarious. They were like, "Oh, cool, we got offense, but no fucking defense." Cool. It's like
if we don't sign a defensive tackle in before the draft, then you have to go defensive tackle, interior lineman with the number 23 pick, Jerzon Newton or Byron Murphy, one of those guys. And then you have that position locked up. And then I go receiver in the second round because I still get a premium pick at a good receiver. And then I go running back. And then start picking up safeties and corners. That's what I would do.
So, from what I learned right now.
What you learn?
Hunter's 2024 cap hit for Houston should only be around 14.75 mil this year.
No, that's nothing.
So that means
how did we lose that game to the Panthers last season? What about the defensive end out of Illinois? Who you're talking about? Jerzon Newton? I think I like Byron Murphy a little bit more than I like Newton, but not by much. Jerzon Newton's thing is he has bad habits to me. Like, sometimes he doesn't keep his head up. He gets too close up on the lineman before his impact points. So, I mean, he's still a work in process. I think Murphy would be a good starter right off the rip. Boom. But if you give me my choice of defensive linemen, I mean, I know we're not going to do it because we got Danielle Hunter. I wanted Latu from UCLA. That fucking Samoan is me.
That's a bad.
He's a beast, but he can go be a beast on somebody else's team. It might just be our luck that we. What about this, people? What if we sign a fucking defensive tackle and we use that first pick on a secondary player and we get a player like Cooper DeJean who can either play corner or safety? That would be dope. Who? Cooper DeJean? I want either Cooper DeJean or... Oh, he must be talking about Liatu. I like Kool-Aid. I like Wick. I like all the corners, to be honest with you. Quinyon Mitchell. I like some of the receivers too, bro. Latu. Yeah, Latu's fucking mean, bro. That's a big ass defensive end too. Um, I don't know, bro. I really don't know.
It's funny because when you'll be at the gym, you'll be like, I don't have time to watch college football, but you keep up with exactly what players you need to.
Well, there's a difference because like some of those like people that we go to, they're like, "Oh, I went to Tennessee or I went to this college." It's like, bro, I don't know every player. Like, I know you have a quarterback who's got a massive fucking arm in Tennessee. I don't give a fuck about the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? Who's prospecting for the draft, and I'm gonna know about that person. You know what I mean?
It's like this freshman coming into. It's like, come on, who? What?
Yeah, I wanted Latu. Look, if you're a fan of Samoans, like I am, when it comes to football, there's a dude that plays for Notre Dame. He's a linebacker. He looks like Hufunga from San Francisco. I fucking love that linebacker. He's tall and skinny, but he hits like a son of a bitch. So I kind of want him on the team because he feels like a Denico player. Yeah, I watch entirely too much football, Richard. I can't help it.
That's why Zach gets paid the big bucks here.
The biggest of the bucks.
Yeah, because I, I
The
was like,
$0, that's a lot.
especially on the defensive side, like Zach loves defense, so it's
Man, I call it an even trade off because y'all don't know how much editing and shit he be doing. And I was like, if you have to do that shit and all I have to do is sit here and watch football, yeah, I won. So, appreciate you. I'll know everything y'all need me to know about the college defenders if I ain't got to do that shit like him.
that all that means is go and like, subscribe to our YouTube. That's where we have a lot more videos on there.
Yeah, we work really hard on them, y'all. Please go watch them.
Yeah,
Tell everybody, please.
we have a lot more in-depth, detailed videos on there. We try to do a video about
Look,
three a
look,
week.
look. We all family right here, right? So I'm gonna let y'all in on something privy. There's some people in the Houston sports content community that really be stealing shit from us, and I'm almost to the point where I'm getting tired of it. And see, like they don't personally know me, but like Nick does, and he'll tell you I'm a little bit ignorant. So I might show up. So if we create a beef with some of these fools, then we need y'all to be on our side because why not?
We got you covered, is what he's saying. All right.
Please.
We will be doing more lives though, for sure. These are always fun. Um, Especially, I mean, Rockets. We'll do a video on our YouTube about that because season's pretty
We
much.
go in on baseball season too, yo. Yo, for real, like if y'all like fantasy, y'all should let us know because we're working on fantasy shit, and we'll tell y'all first. And not to toot our own horn, but I believe Bayou City Boys was like one of the first people on YouTube to recommend Puka.
Yes,
Not to
100%.
say, not you know, I'm just saying. We won a lot of
100%.
people some leagues.
There was a lot of people that are at the gym and everything, and they were like, "Hey, I drafted this Puka guy because y'all told me to," and then they were like, "Oh my God, he's one." I was like, "Yeah,
Devon Achain, same thing. Uh, Josh Downs. We kind of know some shit, y'all. A little bit. We hitting anything on Rockets? Y'all want to talk about Rockets, people? Anybody got some Astro shit on their nerves? Y'all talk about anybody? Everybody?
not." And it really ain't much. It looks like
Not
all
really.
the whole city's on Texans right now.
I'm gonna have lists of players we should target for the NFL draft um, right after free agency cools down. So that'll look out for that shit. I am athlete or the pivot. Ooh, the pivot. The pivot. I'm a Ryan Clark guy. Fuck it. That's the truth of that.
I like Ryan Clark. I like the pivot. I barely started watching it, but I was like, I think,
It's almost sometimes it's like you forget that there's no football going on because there's shit like that to watch every day.
yeah, and it's good content. It's really good content that you can learn from. I like watching edu informative, educational people that put on a good
Well, that's what
podcast.
I'm
Like,
saying. Like those guys, they attack that shit from a perspective none of us could ever do it from because we didn't play pro football.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But then also like they can't give you the news to use on text and shit because they're not sitting here as a fan, as dedicated as a fan as we are. You know what I'm saying? So that's
yeah.
why y'all need them and y'all need us and we need y'all and they need y'all and
Like my biggest critique when it comes to like people that don't do Houston sports and then they try to jump on it. It's like you don't even know who some of these players are.
exactly.
And it's like we learned that a lot with the Rockets season this year.
That's why I say, bro, we nerd out for the Texan shit because it's like how many people know that a Khalil Davis got re-signed by the Texans and we got him from the fucking XFL. You know what I mean? Like, how many people know that?
Not many.
Yet he probably had 4 sacks for us last year.
Well, Houston, we did. This was good. An hour and 30 almost. Uh, if you made it to this point, thank you for following our Facebook. You can always check us out on Bayou City Boys on YouTube, where we do a lot of different content over there. A lot more content, more in-depth videos, because it allows us to do more. So you can check out all of our content over there. We have our TikTok, our Instagram, all of that. We're on everything. Check out our gym stuff. Check out our Astro stuff coming up. It's gonna be a fun ride for sure. Um, Other than that, Houston, be safe. Enjoy your spring break. Enjoy the weather. We're
Word.
out.